Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, we're going to be talking about the fact that our friends over at Engager.app have released a brand new set of updates. One of them being a update to the way that you can upload your initial data into Engager.app themselves. So if you've ever seen our video where we've shown you how to get data from one platform to another, so imagine you're coming from one practice management solution, you're coming over to Engager, then that video now has infinitely more opportunities for you because you can bring a lot more data over in that initial update. If you wanted me to talk about that in any more details, use the comments below. Let us know if that video will be any useful to you, and we'll get a video together based on the brand new update that's there. Now, the one bit of update we want to do this video on, though, is actually something that isn't my area of expertise. So we're going to be passing it over to producer Lizzie, which is great for two things. One, means that you're actually going to get someone who understands how this update properly works. And two, as you can tell, my voice isn't doing too great at this point in time, so you're not going to have to listen to me croaking along. So what is this update all about? Well, it's all about the way that you can generate documents within Engager. They've had a whole new glow up in the way that you can create documents, and I think they've made it so much better in terms of aesthetically what it looks like. Now, I don't know how easy or difficult it is to create. I'll let Lizzie tell you on that one, but let's roll the intro. I'm going to set the scene, and I'm actually going to set a challenge for Lizzie. I don't even know myself if this is going to be possible, but I'm going to review the proposal that she generated for me. We're going to review it together. I'm going to put some notes in there. I'm going to pass it over to Lizzie, and then Lizzie will not only show you how the product works and how this new update works, but also she's going to try and implement as many of these updates and elements that we can. So roll that intro and let's get straight into it. Hello and welcome to this video. My name is Aaron Patrick. I am a chartered accountant, certified UK trainer with Advanced New Logo, that QuickBooks Chap on the internet, head of accounts here at Boffix, and also a multi-award winning accountant, and also your friendly podcast who goes live each and every Monday morning for Ask the Accountant. Now, Lizzie has just sent over to me what our proposal currently looks like. So if you remember back in some of those older videos, we showed you what the original proposal was, which was fine. It was very functional, but didn't have much character to it. There wasn't many options that Lizzie or myself could actually look at and build into the proposal generator itself. Now, though, the main crux of it, so the main email, is pretty still similar. We've got a nice little breakdown of monthly, annual, and then the catch-up fees, all nicely laid out here. But now, if I look at the new letter of engagement that's come through from here, you can see that straight away we're able to put our own spin on what this looks like. And I think Lizzie's already done a fantastic job here of making this stand out, making this very much about our brand. There's 51 pages here, so I don't expect to go through every single page we've got. But notice how we're able to put nice little logos at the top here. Notice how we're able to put that nice little brand green there for us. We've got link tree options down here. We've got phone numbers, we've got email addresses on every single one. And you can see as we go through here, it looks really, really enticing. So if there's an update here that Lizzie agrees is absolutely fundamental and we don't have the ability to do, the best thing about Engager is we as the community, we get to shape where the next updates are going to come from. Because I would love to be able, if it's possible, just to be able to put some lines in between things like this, bring this down. That's a new part of it. So it'll be nice if we have the ability to make sure that doesn't fly over to the next page. This table, should I say, is looking really nice. We use the following data to arrive at the fees above. Maybe we just need to figure out this wording a little bit. I get what we're saying here with turnover 100k, transactions 150 to 300. Maybe we just want to make sure that that looks absolutely spot on. So it'd be nice to figure out how we can change that one. The rest of this information, really good. I love the way it's coming out. I'd love to know what the reason for these ones being green and these ones not being our colours. I don't think they all need to be, but it would be great if we could have a difference there and figure out which is the right ones from there. There's where we get to sign, so we get to do that. Then we have a whole section for our catch-up fees. I mean, this is an area that's really difficult to explain to clients. So this is a bit where I think maybe we just need some visual representation here. I really like an idea of maybe an example timeline. Yeah, let's make it visual. I think this is where Lizzie's really good at being able to kind of visualize things. But I think if we have like a visual timeline there, of an example catch-up fees, like your year ends here, but you need to file by here. Let's show the timeline, but you need to pay for this bit here, and just show that that's what the catch-up fees are. A nice little visualization bit there will be really nice. What else we got? Let's schedule services. I like the fact that we have this video here of what is bookkeeping, going through from there. A question, and maybe this is one of the ones where think about asking Engager if there's a way around it, or if it's a feature we could request for the community to vote on. Is there any way of embedding videos into here? That'd be really useful, because I love the fact we got that hyperlink there. It'd be great that if I could go and actually could click on it, that would be great. The rest of these services are looking good. Schedule of services, yeah, brilliant. Great thing to note as well, this whole engagement letter was generated by the services and the fee structure that we put towards our client. This is a fake client, so, you know, we've probably clicked things we probably wouldn't normally do or anything like that on services. Main business terms, liking that. Overall, I think this is really nice. One thing I'd say, though, is it's a very wordy one, and we've got some really nice images popping up every now and again, like the catch-up fee image there. Love that. But I think before we go into this, I think as a customer, as a potential client of Boffix, I just feel like we just need to set the scene of who we are. In between letters of engagement and here, I think we need a who is Boffix page. So I'm going to request that Lizzie builds us a who is Boffix. Doesn't have to be very long. Few images, few nice little testimonials. I just feel like most of our clients are going to be very much interested in the fees area. They're going to want to go into there and see if that's, you know, if we're affordable for them, etc. But I think just having a quick little one-pager, who we are, why we do what we do, I think that'll be really powerful. I think somewhere here, and I'll let Lizzie figure out where she thinks the best place to put it would be, is we've done this really great graphics of showing where you are in the journey with Boffix. And I think we need that same graphic here as well, just to reinforce that once you've signed this engagement letter, let's set the scene. That's not going to be the end of the journey for onboarding. There's still lots of work we have to do, lots of work we're going to require our clients to do to get us engaged. So I think it'll be nice just to set the scene of where we are. So let's bring that image directly into here. And then finally, I think there's going to be probably towards the end of this document, the YouTube channels, the Instagram, the posts, all that sort of stuff, newsletters, that sort of stuff. So what else can you do with us to get through from there? So I think that'd be really impactful and really powerful if we can get that done. But overall, I love this. I think it looks really nice. I know less is definitely more. We're already at, what, 50 odd pages here. But I do think just bringing some aspects that I think will add some impact to this is definitely what it is. So there's my challenge to Lizzie to go out there, just add some extra bits. And I think showing you how we can bring in those extra pages and things like that will really showcase how powerful this product is now and what a great job Engager have done at giving us the tools we need to be going in and putting that there. So that's my challenge to Lizzie. I'm going to hand you over to it now. Thank you again for watching this video. If you like videos like this one, let us know in the comments below. Do you want more collaborations like this when we bring in an expert subject matter into these sort of videos to give you an opportunity to be able to really learn from what's going on here? My name's been Aaron Patrick. Hopefully this video has been great for you. Passing over to Lizzie and you'll enjoy the rest of the video. See you in the next one.
Okay, so I'm going to show you the document design area and how we created our letters of engagement for Boffix. So in your settings, you'll find this section on the left-hand side where you can find your letters of engagement template. And we're going to have a look at the base templates first to see what they offer. So here you can see there's a few options that you can choose from as a base. So it helps you give a good start for those that aren't super creative or confident in making something from scratch. You've got something to work with and then personalised to your brand. Some of the options were quite formal, so I decided to go with this modern template as my base. And I'm going to start from top to bottom. So here I'm going to choose a font. So I just go through, these are the different fonts they offer, and I'm just looking for one that matches Boffix brand the most. So I'm just looking for something bold and fun. So once I've finally chosen the right font for the Boffix brand, the next thing to look at is the layers. The layers feature is actually my favorite part of the document design builder, and you'll see as I go along how much freedom you have to customize using the layers. And here are some of the built-in assets that Engager provide you to get you started. But I'm going to have a look at choosing from your library. So this is where I get to bring in my own brand images and photos to use. Here you can see I'm just doing a bulk upload of a few of our icons for Boffix. So those all uploaded super quick. I'm going to go with this handshake one for the front cover and have a play around and see what I can create. So you can see it's uploaded pretty big. So I'm going to go to adjustments, and then from here I can change the size. I actually quite like it, so I'm going to keep it the same size, but I'm just going to align it just to the left slightly and then down towards the bottom of the page. So in the same way, you can also move your logo. So I'm going to move that up, and then you can see the text at the moment is overlapping. I'm just going to zoom out so it's easier to see and work with the page. So if you scroll down towards the bottom in additional information, that's where the smaller text is. So I'm just going to move that up, and then the title, I'm going to move that up as well. You can also change the color. So I'm going to do that to match the Boffix brand to green. And then I've decided that that logo is a bit dated. It doesn't really match the theme of the page. So I've uploaded a new one, same way you would upload like the layers. And again, I can adjust the size as well as moving it. And as you can see here, as I was making the adjustments, I quite liked that the title and the logo kind of matched up. So I changed the alignment of the title and brought that over to be in line with the logo. And here I'm just like measuring up and making some little tweaks. And then I did the same with the body text. I thought that fit the page quite well. Then I played around with the background option, which was confusing me a little bit. But that basically just gets rid of the layers, so I didn't want to play around with that anymore. I decided to then change the overlay color, which also confused me, but it was just changing all of the layers. So here's me just like messing about trying to work it out. I think what I was actually trying to do at this point was see if I can add a background color, but it seemed to be like overriding the layers. And this is the color I wanted for my background. But as you can see, when I had the layers on, it just overlaid the layers instead of the actual background. But it's fine, I found a workaround for this, and I decided just to make a new layer and then just put that layer as a bold color behind the icon. So here I am just uploading blank color, and you can see that worked pretty well. At this stage, I'm pretty happy with that first cover page. As an initial draft, I can always come back to that. So I'll move on to the section cover pages. And I really like this icon that they have in the middle, which changes depending on what page it is in the letters of engagement. So I've added the same background color again as a layer, and then just turn that overlay opacity down to 0. I'm going to add this pointed icon onto this page. And to play around with the sizes. And then I made a mistake here because I decided to add the logo as a layer. When you can see here, there is the area where you can just upload the logo. And the reason you want to make use of uploading the logo and not adding it as a layer is because you only get so many layers, which I didn't realize at this point. And same as before, this title, I can just move that about and also change the color. There's lots of tweaking going on. At this point, the page is looking quite beige, so I wanted to break it up and add a bit more color in there to balance it. We've got the green at the bottom, so I thought maybe a banner or something in green. I couldn't find exactly what I wanted, so I ended up going back to the library to upload my own asset. And with this, to make the banner, basically I just made it the width of the page and put it all the way up to the top, almost like a little page break. You can see that just balances the green. And then this is where I realized my mistake of the layers. So I actually did upload the logo and made some adjustments to that. And then I've got still another layer I can use. I think it's 4 layers you can have on the page. So I've added some white again, just to make the page a bit more interesting and break it up a little bit. You can see here, you can just click and drag the layers depending on what order you want them in. But I'm quite happy with the cover pages now, so let's have a look at content pages. And I quite like the sections you have at the top and the bottom here, so I'm going to keep those. And just having a look through all of these little options you have, just updating like the color of the headers and the titles. And then the font again, just making sure that body font goes with the brand. On the content pages, you can add margins. So I decided to make that a little bit bigger on either side. And then of course you can change the size of your font as well. I made this a bit bigger just because I think it's a bit more readable and accessible for our clients. And for some reason I couldn't let the overlay color go, so I had a little play around with that again. Not really what I was looking for. But you can see if I turned off the layers, I quite like that, was quite bold. So I just went back to the trusted way of adding it as a layer. And I had the idea of having an icon that was like half on and off the border. So I've added a little thumbs up here. I've just got to resize it in bits. I wanted it to almost like come down onto the contents page rather than just stay in like the margin at the top. But now I've got the right size, I'm just going to leave it up there for now. And I'm going to have a look at this bit where our address is. So I quite like that, but I wanted to swap them around. So I've moved that over there quite easily using the location rather than changing the horizontal and vertical offsets. And then here you can see in the header content area, there's lots of options for information that you can add. I've chosen to keep the address on there. And as you can see here, there's left column, middle column, and right column. And similar to layers where you can move them up and down, you can move these up and down, but it'll change the position of that bit of information. So you can have up to 3 bits of information and then easily swap them around. Here's me just adding that background to the margin area. And then adjusting those margins. So my idea was to get the half on and off look that I wanted for the icon. was make the margins a lot bigger. And then you can see when I'm moving it down at the moment, it hits where the margin is. So I'm going to make that even bigger. And then the bottom of that icon can go a lot lower now. So I've popped that down to the bottom. Just made a few adjustments to the size. And then to make it look half on and off, I literally just move that background color for the margin up. I was playing around the size, but you actually just have to move it up quite a lot, as you can see. And there you go. I quite like that look, so I'm gonna do something similar with the bottom margin as well. Scroll down to the footer area and just do the same sort of thing. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with doing the overlay, but I did the overlay again. I think it was just to give me an idea of like the colors and the balance and what it looks like. But as you know, yep, let's change that to 0 and we're going to add it as a layer. And this time I want one of these icons, but I don't want it to be too green. So I'm going to go for this one, but I'm going to do the beige version. So let's upload a new one. And you can see here the footer contents are the same. You can choose what information you want where. I've adjusted all the margins to match. The font color here, I'm going to do lighter for a bit of contrast. I'm going to move that down so the margin size is the same on the bottom as it is on the top. And then let's just adjust the size of this icon. So we've got that look of being half on and half off. And there you go. I'm pretty happy with how these pages are looking as a first draft. So I'm going to send it over to Aaron and get his feedback. And then in the next section, I'm going to go and attempt to make the changes that he's requested. Okay, so I'm back, and unsurprisingly, Engager has had an update. So this is the settings area now. Looks really nice. I'm gonna jump back into the document design area and my letters of engagement and make some changes, starting with the one that Aaron said about some of the headings being green and some of them being black. So I spoke to Ash at Engager about this, and basically it was to do with the types of headings. So some of them were put down as headers, but some of them are just put down as normal body text. So that's why those ones are shown as black. I'm just going to change all the headers for now to black, just because looking back at the pages, it was a little bit much having the green. I think having the green like icons is enough. So we're going to change them all to black. You've got the disengagement letter, the professional clearance letter, and the ad hoc PDF as well. So just make sure all of those are updated. They're all looking good to me. One of the things I didn't go over in the last video was the fact that you could copy the designs over. So obviously I just looked at the letters of engagement in the last video, but you can actually copy the design over to these other designs. So you've got the professional clearance letter here, disengagement letter here, you can see all I've done is update the titles, but the rest is all the same. So you can customize them as you wish, or you can have them all in the similar brand. I'm actually just going to go back to the settings area now, because most of the updates that Aaron requested are in the document content area, not the document design area. So this is where you can actually see each page or section for the designs. So I'm going to jump into limited company. And we're just going to have a look at the headers. So obviously I've changed them to black now. I'm going to show you how you can actually change them manually if you did want certain ones to be coloured. So all it is you're going in, you're highlighting, and then you can change the colour as you wish. Just clicking up here, say I wanted that one to be green for whatever reason. That way you can be a bit more specific. And then what I was saying earlier about the reasons as to why they were different, if you have a look at this one, it's actually a heading too. So that counted as a heading, so that was green. This is normal, even though it looked like some type of title or heading. So that's the reason that one was black, because it was just counted as body text, which we had set to black. So going back to the templates, I'm just going to jump into the catch-up fees section template. Aaron had highlighted that the wording wasn't quite right, and that clients might get confused about what catch-up fees are. So as you can see, you can jump straight in and you can change all of this as you wish. That's where the catch-up fee table is, that's built in. And speaking of having things built in, so Aaron said about possibly having videos like embedded into the templates. So if I jump in here, you can see at the moment we've just got a piece of text which has the link to click through. So I spoke to Ash, and although you can't have the video itself embedded into the template, there is a workaround for this. So what you can do is add the thumbnail for the video as an image into the template. It's super simple. So if you go up here, click this little button, and then you can insert an image either from URL or upload. And then you can go into advanced settings and then choose the size of the image. You can also choose the alignment. As you can see, this is tiny, so to edit it, you literally just highlight it and then click that image icon again, and you can change the size. In the same way as aligning text, you can highlight and then change the alignment up here as well. And you can see the thumbnail I chose, I actually edited and added an overlay with a play button. So this just gives it the appearance that the video is kind of embedded, even though when you click on it, what it'll do is it'll open up in a new tab. So to add the video link, we just highlight it as normal text, click this little link icon and add the URL to the video. So that's it. Now I can get rid of this bit of text, and I'm actually going to move this over to the left just so that the alignment matches the rest of the template. The next thing we're going to have a look at is page breaks. So Aaron highlighted that on one of the pages the title was right at the bottom of the page, and then the body text would start on a new page, and we wanted that to stay together. So I'm going to jump back into the letters of engagement for limited companies. And then if we scroll down, this was the title that was on the bottom of one of the pages. So we're going to go above it, and then it's really simple. Up here, this icon here, click that, and then that will add a page break manually for you. So now this title will start on a new page. As well as talking about adding page breaks to split the pages that were already there, Aaron said about adding new pages. So one way to go about this, if we scroll back up and then add a page break here. So then add a page. So for example, we want to put in this section before they get to the main body of the letter of engagement, just a little bit about us as a company, maybe some testimonials, maybe meet the team. One way of doing this, of course, would just be able to add it straight here as body text and maybe some separate images. But what I'm going to do is use an example page and actually upload it as one image. So when you're doing this, you just got to be mindful that these pages are A4. So make sure when you're adding the image, it's set to the size of standard A4 page. For now, I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller so that you guys can see it properly. So there you go, there's a little about us section, and that'll be the page just after the cover page, and then before we get to the main body of text. Aaron also wanted us to add a little image to explain the catch-up trees. So I'm going to jump in there and I'm just going to do the same sort of thing. I'm going to add a page break and then upload an example of how our catch-up fees work. So here now we've just got a little bar chart that just breaks down the payments by months and how much. And if I head back to our letters of engagement and scroll all the way down, again, we said about adding some pages maybe at the end for socials, where to find us and follow us, but also some imagery to help the client understand where they are in their journey and the next steps. So in the exact same way, I'm going to add that as an image. And you'll be able to see here their next steps, just so that they feel confident and know exactly what's going on so they're informed. But do let us know what you think. Is there anything else that you think that we could play around with? Anything else we could add? Let us know anything else that you've done differently. Don't forget to go on the Engager.app Facebook group and share with us your design templates, as we'd love to see them. But thank you for watching. Do let us know in the comments if you liked this video, if it was helpful to you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you again in a video soon.